Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Transformation Journeys. I am Nicola Mackenzie, and in this series, I'm sharing with you how I bounced forward from a divorce. Now, I told you the last time that I was sharing about the identity crisis. But before I get into it, I want to ask you to comment. Comment on the videos. What is it that you think about divorce? If you like it, you don't like it, whatever you want to share. If you're somebody who you were married and you got divorced, and you want to share some of the strategies that you employed to actually bring you to where you are today. Or you might be married and you want to share something with someone to help them that they would not get to this point. Or you just want to comment on the video, go right ahead. Not only that, I ask you to share with somebody else and to like and subscribe. So today I tell you I'm sharing about the identity crisis. So I got married right out of high school. I left high school this year. I got married the next year. It wasn't even 1 year after I left high school. I got married at 18. Yes, you might be thinking, how old? Yes, I got married at 18. So it was from high school into marriage. No, some persons they got a chance to be single. I didn't even get a chance to be single. So now I have to deal with the whole identity crisis. And now it is from being a married woman to a single woman. So whenever I used to introduce myself, I would tell persons that I am Nicola Mackenzie, wife of and then when I had my baby now, I would say, I am Nicola Mackenzie, wife of, mother of. So my marriage was always a part of my identity. It was always who I am. So now I'm at a point where I have to embrace a new identity. So one of the things that I did, and when I wrote my book, I was saying to myself, it's as if some persons who buy my book, it's as if they buy the book to look at my book because they say the first thing they're asking, so Nikki, why is it that I don't see a married name on your book? And I remember persons even saying to me that they read through the acknowledgement, and when they read the acknowledgement, I didn't even comment. I didn't say anything about my husband in the acknowledgement. And I would play it down and I would say, no man, it's okay. He he doesn't have a problem with it. And I would play it down. But the truth is, I was there struggling with who I am. And I got to a point where I was trying to say, who am I really? You understand? Because all of my life, it was about me and my husband. So I don't know about some people. So what it was now is that what he like, I would like to. What he loves, I love those things too. So where he wants to go, I want to go too. So he was a part of who I am or who I was. You understand? If he said that I enjoy doing these things, I enjoy doing these things too. Because of him, I enjoy doing it as well. So he was a part of who I was. So now I had to adjust to being this new person. So I remember when I decided that I'm going to change my name. So you don't have to change your name, but I decided that I wanted to change my name. So I decided that I'm not going to change my name in the parish that I live. So I wait until I had a session outside of the parish that I live because I didn't want anybody to know that I was getting divorced. And lo and behold, when I got there, it was some persons that I knew that I assisted me. But I didn't have to explain to them because maybe they weren't even thinking anything. But I didn't want to change it where I was because at those offices, what if people they know me? You understand? So that was something that I had to deal with. And I wrote down some things that I really had to do on my journey. I got to a point where I had to rediscover what mattered to me most. And remember, I told you earlier that it was about me and my ex-husband. So life was about the two of us. So no longer was I thinking about what make me happy, but it was always about what is good for us. Where are we going to do what make us happy? You understand? So now I am a single woman. It's not about him anymore. It's not about us anymore. It is about me. So I had to go through the process of learning about me again. I had to rediscover what is it that was important to me, what made me happy. You understand the things that would make me sad. I realized during that process that there were things that I accepted and things that I was doing, sorry, that it was because of my husband and I wanted to make him happy. So I became who he wanted me to be. But I realized now that I had to really pull back and begin to discover who I was. I had to really set new goals and focus on me. So when you're married, the things that you do, you will set goals together. This is where we want to be. And because of that, there are times when you would put something that you want to do at the back in order for your spouse to actually go out and to do something that they want to do. So I realized that here what? On my journey, it was a lot about, you know, togetherness. And the goals were a togetherness. So now I got to a point where I realized that I had to set new goals. So I had to now think about me. Where is it I want to go? What is it that I love? You understand? How is it that I want to impact lives? And I had to set new goals. I had to find out what was my purpose. What is it that I want to do? And it led me down the path of starting transformation with Coach Cola. And therefore, along the journey, I started Transformation Thursdays with Coach Cola. I have a little program that I call Coach Cola Inspires. And now I'm doing Transformation Journeys with Coach Cola. So I had to rediscover my purpose. And then I had to say to myself, who is it that I'm going to pour into lives? Who is it that I'm going to put myself out there? I remember when I wanted to put a name to myself. I struggled for a while because I was saying, what is it I'm going to call myself? You understand? When I started the process, I was separated. So I'm saying I didn't want to go there as Mackenzie with along with my husband's name. And then somewhere along the line, I'm going to change it. So I went through the process. And then that is how I came up with the whole Coach Cola, because I didn't want to brand myself using my ex-husband name, and then I had to change it. So I had to find out what was my purpose. I tell you that I had to rediscover me. I had to find out what is my purpose. It got to a point where I had to explore new hobbies and activities. So again, I would tell you it was about the two of us going places, the two of us doing things. It was about the two of us. Can I tell you it was hard? You know why it was hard? Because after 20 odd years, you realize that you have the same friends, and because you have the same friends, you start going the same places. And people expect to see you together. People expect to see you together. They usually call us Mutt and Jeff because everywhere they see one, they would see the other person. So people start to expect to see us together. Then I had to start making excuses. You understand? Well, they weren't lies because if I said to the person, he's at work, I know he's at work. But it wasn't a comfortable place or a comfortable state to be at. You understand? Because our friends were the same friends. I remember people saying to me that when they found out about the whole separation, is that people were saying to me, what is it? Why is it that you can't do certain things? What is it that why you can't work it out? So I was saying to myself at one point when somebody said to me, what is it about me alone? Why you don't go and talk to the next person and say to him, why is it that he didn't work it out? Why it had to come to this point? You understand? So I realized that even in that state, friends were taking his side, and it was all about him. How is it that I navigated that? I had to find my purpose and I had to find who I was. I had to rediscover me and realize that in myself I was complete. You understand? It wasn't that this man made me complete. He complimented me, he should, but I was complete in myself. So all along when I was there introducing myself as wife of, yes, I was wife of, but he was not the one who made me complete. You understand? So I had to do all of that. Then I got to a point where I realized that I had to set and create new routines. So remember telling you it was about me and him. So I was how I do things, it was about doing things for us. No, I had to be doing things for me. I mean, it not easy. So, so you realize there had to be a mindset shift. And I will tell you about creating, the positive mindset and how it helped me along my journey the other time that we speak. So I had to navigate creating new routines to get around morning, afternoon, and night. And I realized that routines help me to be grounded. It helped me to be secured. So I had to set new routines. And I had to ensure that I live by these things. So I'm going to get up in the morning and I'm going to pray. And it was during this process that I really, I just cover myself in prayer. And I went underneath the, I don't know. I just dive into worship more and dive into praise. Not only that, I mean, when it come on to motivational speaking along my journey, I would read more and all of that. This was what happened because I had to realize that I had to be doing things for me. So I created new routines. I went further. I realized no, this is something that I forgive easily. But I realized that I forgive others quicker than how I forgive myself. So although I realized that there was a pain that was associated with, talking about my ex-husband. So I realized that there was something that I needed to work on, and I worked on it. So no, I have nothing against him. We talk and we communicate. And I'm going to talk about that some other time. So the pain that was associated with him, it's no longer there. But it's forgiving myself. Oh my God. I beat down on myself. I come down hard on myself. I talked to you about the guilt and the shame the last time I spoke. Yes. And these were things that I put on myself. It was not things that people outside put on me, but I put things on myself and I had to deal with that. The guilt and the shame, and I had to forgive myself and release myself. But then I realized that I had to be patient with myself because I tell you, I hard on myself. I expect myself, I just expect to grow. I expect to do this and to grow. Why is it that you're still here, Nicola? Why is it you're struggling with this, Nicola? Come on, man, get with it. So I realized that I have to be patient with myself. So during this time when I was trying to rediscover myself, because this identity crisis, I realized that I had to rediscover myself. I had to discover who I was and who I am. I had to be patient with myself and begin to learn things over again. Another thing I celebrated my independence. So, I mean, I'm single and I'm proud as single and I love it. But some of the times people want to rub into my face. Yeah, that you're single. Yeah, yeah. But I'm single. I celebrated my independence and I still celebrate my independence and I celebrate who I am. I allow myself to grieve, understand and go through the process. And another thing that I employed on my journey in actually trying to figure out who I am and who I was is self-care. Self-care. I realized that nobody was going to take care of me but me. I'm at a point now, where, girl, you don't have a man to help you. You don't have a man to take care of you. So you have to start taking care of yourself. Girl, get up and take care of yourself. Yeah, are you may I talk to? I had to get up and take care of myself. And the other thing I employed to actually get me where I am today, I had to get support. I had to get support. Support along my journey. Yes, because there were things that I could not discover or rediscover about myself unless I got persons who would help me along my journey. So all the negative persons that were pouring in my head, all of these things, and it's because of you, and this happened because as a result of this and all of that, I had to shut them out. I had to shut them out and realize, no, girl, this is it. You need to get help. And don't believe that you're going crazy because you're getting help. No, get help before you get crazy. Get help before you reach a point where you get crazy. You're going to go through the whole identity crisis. And sometimes we take divorce and believe that it is simple and it is something easy. but it's not something easy, especially when you have built your life and everything concerning you around you and this man or this woman, where everything along your journey is about you and this man. If anybody should write anything about you, he or she will be included. You realize that when you have to live life alone, you're going to go through a process where you have to find yourself again. How did I find myself again? I rediscover who I am. I explore new hobbies and activities. I set new goals and focus on them. I found out what is my purpose. I create new routines, and as I said earlier, those were the things that helped me to keep grounded. I had to forgive myself. I had to forgive my ex-husband. I had to be patient with myself. I allow myself to take care of myself. So I invested in self-care. I got support and I celebrated my independence. I'm still celebrating. One day I will change my whole identity again, but for now I'm celebrating my independence. I want to hear from you. I wanted to share what are your thoughts on the identity crisis.